Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the match preview. Everton versus Crystal Palace, Goodison Park, Sunday, 4 o'clock. There's all the details. Cheers.
4 o'clock, Sunday.
It's the game they all want. Everton versus Crystal Palace.
The only game, innit? The only game on Sunday.
Because they
knew.
They need room to
what?
To get all our magnificent highlights in first. I don't know. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Big chance for 3 wins in a row. Big chance.
It is a big chance for 3 wins in a row. They've obviously got some injury problems. We're waiting on Garner. We don't know what he's like yet in terms of fitness, but you know it's always the game after the away win which tells you whether the away win was great or not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You get that double bubble from the away win. If we come out Sunday and beat Palace, then that Leicester win is massive because you've got the back-to-back wins, and obviously we go to Manchester United next. It's going to be a tough game, that one. So we can get these 3 points. We'll go there full of confidence, you know, and who knows? And then if you were to get a draw at United, you go, that's all right.
Yeah.
You know, and we move on it, then you keep it going. So it's a good opportunity, but it'll be a tough game.
Yeah, these are the games you've got to pick up points from, haven't you? You've got to go on a bit of a run. You know, if you want to climb that table, you've got to. At the moment, the table's quite. I mean, we're feeling positive, and we're in 11th place at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way it is, and there's, you know, a couple more wins and you're in the mix, because what you want to be, you want to be, you know, after 12 games or something, the table starts figuring itself out and starts going into 3 defined groups. But what you want to be, if you can be in that top group, then brilliant. But if you're not, you want to be top of the second group, so that you know where you're where you're fighting for the rest of the season. And unfortunately, this time last season we got dragged into the bottom group and had to fight our way out of it to get into the second group. And then so these games define that. These games are, if you put a little bit of a run together now, you can sit nicely for that sort of period in the season where I suppose a lot of the teams that haven't got great squads, who might have started well, that's when they'll start dropping off, and that's when you can start picking up the points and start climbing the table. So I think it's a really important game. One, it's a home. For me, we should always win our home games. You know, we've just won 2 back-to-back. The confidence should be there. There should be now a idea of how we want to play. The manager should be looking at and going, well, that's the system I'm looking at. And you know, I like Crystal Palace, no problem with them. You know, they always come. They're a hard team, always a hard team to break down. But we should be beating Crystal Palace at home. Again, it's one of those where you say, if you want to do anything, do anything in the Premier League, they're the teams you've got to beat at home. So for me, without even looking at the teams or looking who's available, this is a game that we should be picking 3 points up in.
Definitely. I mean, we saw last time out more. We probably saw the biggest indicator of what Marco Silva wants Everton to be, I think, with that front 3 in terms of the movements. You know, obviously Bernard was fantastic. You know, but taking that, I mean, he won the ball back 14 times on his own in the Leicester half, Bernard, which is incredible to have that to recover the ball 14 times. All of them did. Richarlison, I think, was 5 or 6. Theo was 7. Gylfi was. So we were getting the ball back high up the pitch, and there was 2 or 3 occasions where we just took the ball off Leicester and with a better pass or a little bit more clinical, more care, we'd have killed the game off. And you know, so you're getting Keane and Zuma are getting that partnership now where they're looking quite steady. John Joe Kenny, I think, is growing game by game. Luca Dean's been fat. So we've got a good side in place, all doing well. But you're right, it's a home game, and we haven't. Let's be honest, we haven't played anyone at home yet.
No.
And we should have had 4 wins out of 4, and we haven't. For me,
I think what we got to do Sunday is start fast, is put the marker down from the beginning and say this is, because the problem we've got and the problem we'll face on Sunday is a team that'll want to play on the counter attack. Crystal Palace, I don't know whether Zaha obviously is their big man, but they'll want to play on the counter attack. That's where their strengths will lie. They'll want to defend, they'll want to dig in, they'll want to do all the Roy Hodgson kind of things, and they'll look at Huddersfield, they look at West Ham and go, well, they got joy. You know, Southampton to a point, you know, got a little bit as well. Fulham, a couple of things go differently. I know they can say that every single game, but they'll look at that and go, these are counter attack. So for me, the emphasis is on us to start strong and start fast and be at them from the beginning. And I suppose that's where players like Bernard comes in, someone who can open a team up just with his skill. And it's not a case of, because a lot of the times, certainly in the last 12 months, 2 years, because we don't have those players who are technically brilliant, let's just say, we find it hard to break teams down. With him, I think we've got someone now who can open the door, and I think we just got to, like we were at Leicester, go at them from the start and push them back and say, no, play, you know, you might want to play counter attack, but we're going to sit in your half and dictate how we play. Like for Fulham second half, we did that, and you've seen the difference.
How do we transfer that away form to our home form though? The way, because there has been a definite, you know, difference in the way the two performances have been.
Tempo, Baz. It all comes down to tempo, right? How does any team transfer, you know, away form to home form or their style of play? It's tempo. It's playing the ball fast. That's what it comes down to. It's not about how fast your players are at times. It's how fast you can move the ball. You know, you look at any team that is any of the best teams. They don't need to be. Man City, best team around at the moment. The team are not. They're not full of sprinters, but they're full of players who are really good. Technically, move the ball really, really fast. And you can move the ball fast and open up spaces, and have a couple of creative players who are a little bit different, who can open, like the first goal against Leicester, the way Bernard just cuts through their defence like that. That's how you do it. You stop for too long with Everton. Everton's being just like straight lines and easy stuff, and you know, I think we've got good variation. I'm not saying we're amazing, but with Bernard on one side and with someone like Walcott, who comes under a lot of criticism for me, you know, I don't think he's been brilliant so far, but he's scored goals and he's made assists, and if you can do that and not be brilliant, then that's exactly what you want. He needs to sharpen up a little bit, but if he does, then you've got different ways of playing, and I think that's all I want to see. I just want to see Everton be from the off on Sunday and go, you know what, 1-2 in a row, confidence is flying, let's be proactive, let's go at them, and let's push these back, because whether they've got Zaha or they haven't got Zaha, I still think we're good enough to beat them. I don't think they've got good enough players to beat us. They certainly shouldn't anyway.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
I mean, I know that's not life.
Everyone can beat. I mean, West Ham come to us on the back of a terrible run, and they couldn't frigging pass what they were terrible, and they come and they beat us 3-1. You know, and it was a real shock. You know, and Huddersfield come who aren't very good and got a point. So it's again the first goal. You know, the difference in both of those two games was they got the first goal. So that's a big thing for us to get the first goal. But you're right, too often at Goodison at times we're too slow moving the ball around, and we allow teams, and we did it with Fulham. We were too slow in the first half, and we allowed them to hit us on the counter attack a couple of times. We got caught giving the ball away, you know, cheaply, and they caught us. And you're right, we could have been behind. We had chances as well. But the second half, when we decided to get at them, and the manager said I told them to up the tempo, when they upped it and we got in people's faces and pressed properly, they couldn't get out their own half. You know, and it was as comfortable a 3-0 win as you'll ever see, that one. And that's what we have to do. Leicester, the last time out, the first half, they were brilliant. Everton were brilliant. And then, okay, there was 15 minutes, 20 minutes after the break where they come into it, which you'd expect. Every Premier League game is similar. But then he lost the man, and if you think about it, they had one chance after Sigurdsson scored, and it was the header in the last seconds.
We really did control it.
We controlled the game, and that's what we have to do here. And if we move it, you're right, if we move it around and take care of it, they won't get near us because they're nowhere near us.
And what I want to see is do as well, you just used the words, to take care of it. If something's not happening, just don't revert to, trying to be too direct. Just keep doing what's happening, and something you would imagine would open up.
Let's get some shots away.
Yeah, of course. I think again, it's you want to get the crowd. It's Sunday 4 o'clock. You want to get the crowd going from the start, and that means making an exciting game. But it's not gonna be easy because Crystal Palace, will come up and they'll be set up right, and they'll be looking to hurt us from set pieces and things like that, and they will be looking for their counter attack. So it's not going to be easy because it never is against Crystal Palace. Whatever Crystal Palace team you face, it's never going to be easy. We beat them last season, 3-1. The season before, I think it was a 1-1 draw, wasn't it? And they're always like bitty close games, and. So let's just.
Our record's better at their place than it is at our place.
Well, let's hope we can get out the box. And an exciting thing again for Sunday is the fact that the potential of who's available. Maybe apart from Seamus Coleman, we could have nearly a full squad. To pick from. Now, I imagine he'll probably start with the same 11.
Yeah. I don't see any reason to change it. But
the prospect of players chomping at the bit, ready to come back in the next few, next month or so, it's exciting and it ups it for everybody. Everyone's got to be on their game. Everyone's got to be fighting. You lose your spot, you might not get it back. I mean, look at someone like Mason Holgate, who had the shirt, and he give it away.
Well, who's to say Seamus is going to come straight back in now? John Joe Kenny has another decent game Sunday. Why should Seamus come straight back in? Do you know what I mean? I understand he's a better player and stuff, but it's about performing. If John Joe Kenny's performing,
of course,
then Seamus won't do him any harm to be sub.
But what it does is it just puts the levels up, doesn't it?
Of course it does. I expect Mina and Gomez to be sub at the weekend, providing they have no reaction to training this week. I expect them to be in the 18 because what that does is, you're right, it raises everything. It also gives them a taste of it. They don't necessarily have to come onto the pitch, but they're there just in case. And it gives everyone, it gives the fans a glimpse of them, which sometimes is very helpful because people start going, "Are you ever going to play? Is there?" and all that. But it gives them part of it, and you're right. Other players looking and going, my place is all of a sudden, even in the 18, is on. I mean, look at Nias. Nias was sub. He come on at Wolves the first day. He come on at, he was there. Do we give him a go? Don't we? Next one, he's not even in the 18.
Yeah.
Played a couple of, come on in both the League Cup games, I think, but that's it. Whereas, Jens Tosun was someone who we were like, he's our centre forward. We've got him there. Now he's a sub.
Well, it creates real debate as well, because the worst debate in the world has been regarding Tom Davies, and whatever side you're on, or what are the options? Well, now there's going to be an option, and now we'll see. Hopefully, in the next few weeks, we'll see Andre Gomez, and we can have a little look at him and go, he could go in that midfield and he could do a job for us. And then suddenly, a Tom Davies, a Garner, a Sneijderlin, they're going, oh God, I've got to it raises everybody, and all those people who want different things. Then suddenly, if there's a case for it, then great. Listen, that's exactly what I want.
You want variation in your team. That's the biggest thing. All the best teams have variation. So no one's the same, and you're bringing players in and they're doing different things, and that's how you win in different games.
But also, what you want as well is you want to go into every game with the opposition unsure of how you're going to set up. You know, I don't know if this game with Everton are going to play with Charleston up front. I don't know if they're going to play Shintotion because, you know, maybe that's what the manager thinks. I don't know whether they're going to go for 2 creative players in midfield and 1 behind, or 2 behind and 1 in front. You want that for every single game. So the opposition can't just go, yeah, it's the same 11 because they play the same 11 every week. Because at some point, that 11, unless they're brilliant, will be found out one way or another, or there'll be something that the opposition will target. And if you can't sort of give them something to target, then it makes things very difficult for them. So that's a positive thing. I don't know whether what we'll see this weekend. I'm sure we'll see the same starting 11, and it'll be it'll be interesting to see whether they are on the bench. Obviously, they're going to take time. They both haven't kicked the ball for us yet, so it's going to take time. But
I think it makes sense to put them both on the bench.
I think what it does is it just, you're right. You can put them on the bench without having any intention of bringing them on. But what it does is you're just going, yeah, they're there. They're visible to everybody.
Here we are. Yeah.
They can warm up. The fans, they get to know.
You get a feel for it.
Yeah.
You watch the game from the bench. You get a feel for it.
But also, though, I think.
But they're both good players. I mean.
Also, though, and I think this gets forgotten about. When you're sitting in the dugout and you're watching the game at real time,
you see the
ground level, and you see the game, and you go, that's what I've got to come into. I don't always think. I think, you know, players will watch from the stand or from a box or whatever, and then might not half the time they might need to be concentrating on the game. Might be on the phone or whatever, or, you know, just chatting between them. If you get down there on the bench, you've got to focus on that game because you could be called into it any minute. You've suddenly got a better idea of what
when you watch the game at that level, pitch level, the speed. You see how hard they tackle, the speed of the players and everything. It changes it. It does. It's different from sitting up in the stand. If the pitch looks different from up in the stand, there's more space. You can see when you're down, you can see the hairy-burly, what's actually going on. And it's good. I think it'd be good for the pair of them. For the atmosphere to get in, soak it up a little bit beyond the pitch, warm up with the crowd and all of that. Get all that, involved. And I think it's good for the fans. I think it's good for the manager. I think it's good for the manager to look at that bench and go, you know what? 15 minutes left. Might need Andre Gomez just to get on here and knock a ball about. He might have no intention of bringing him on, but then again, the game, Everton could be 3-0 up, say, and could be 3-0 up, and you go, it's perfect to just give him a little 10, 15 minutes here, just a little introduction, and get him, and that's his first thing. It's out the way, then he comes into training. Of course, because that's what we've got to be looking at. They're going to be part of the squad. And you're right, every player's got to raise their game, otherwise they're going to find themselves out the 18 very quickly.
Yeah, it's going to be in time. As you said, we hope Zaha's not playing, because he's obviously their main man, isn't he?
Listen, he's fantastic. It looks like Ben Secher's not playing. He's got the knee injury, so he's out for a couple of weeks. If Zaha isn't playing, then that's 2 big attacking threats gone for them. But Huddersfield came here with no one and just frustrated us. Palace are a big side and a hard working side, so we're going to have to beat them down. It's like most Premier League games, mate. The first goal will be key, and if we get it, we could run away with it. But one day we're going to take all of these chances we're making, and someone's going to get it hiding. Let's hope it's Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I've been saying that since 2001.
Yeah. Liverpool are due hiding off us at some stage in the next 30 years.
What do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments on this one. Do you think this would be this is up for the 3rd win in a row? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Any Palace fans, are you optimistic? Let us know. Tell us what you think. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Click the bell for alerts, and if you want more videos, like 10 exclusive videos a week, then join us on Patreon, because why wouldn't you if you want 10 extra videos a week?
Just do it.
See you later.
Do it.